tempo, you know, a aggro control deck, kind of tempo-y deck, and that was crazy. That was crazy. So Lopez probably gonna play. Yeah, probably gonna suspend his search for tomorrow. Usually, if you play fetch land or shock land untapped turn 1, you're playing search for tomorrow. Gonna see a probe now coming down. Okay, semifinals. You see Grixis Delver versus, you know, Temur Scapeshift, I suppose. No play on turn 1 for my MVP other than the probe. Interesting. Might have a spell snare. No, it doesn't have a spell snare. Didn't have any sleight of hand, or it didn't. Sorry, not sleight of hand. They usually play Serum Vision, but he didn't have a Delver. Maybe he has turn 2 Young Pyromancer or something like that, or Angler, or not Angler, Tassiger. So he's gonna Snapcaster for Probe. I wonder what I'm MVP's hand is. It might be a little weak if he has to do that. Doesn't seem like the, you know, what you would want to do usually. Oh, MVP wrote Lopez's hand in chat. So MVP saw the hand. It was Elder, Scapeshift, Mountain, Mountain, Lighthouse. So we know that Elder was there. So it's Mountain, Mountain, Lighthouse, and an unknown card now. Or 2 unknowns it's about to be. Maybe, no, probably Mountain Mountains. Probably this was one of the mountains. So he has a Mountain, a Lighthouse, and a Scapeshift. And 2 unknown cards. Yeah, that makes sense. So we'll see if, you know, Lopez has the Scapeshift already. He doesn't have the second green source, though. It is a Lighthouse that can find it. Excuse me. There's a Lighthouse, so you can start looting off of that. Getting some more card selection. You know, I'm MVP, doesn't seem to have too much pressure yet. We'll see what he does on turn 3. Maybe he could go like Young Pyromancer into a spell. It's gonna go Serum Visions now. Lightning Bolt to the Snapcaster in response. Getting rid of all his pressure. I think this is also playing into Lopez's game plan, just removing all of I'm MVP's threats. You know, just giving him time to draw lands, draw counters, everything. It's gonna be hard for MVP to deploy threats and leave counter magic up so that he doesn't lose to Scapeshift. And you know, at 18 life, Lopez has a lot of life to play around with. There's a Lighthouse, gonna loot. Probably gonna discard a Mountain if I didn't know. Discard a Scapeshift. I would assume that means he has a second Scapeshift in hand, maybe even a third one. So finds a second blue source. He still needs the green source for the Scapeshift. Next turn he can go off. Go 7 lands then, meaning he can do 18 damage with Scapeshift. So end of turn, Snapcaster Mage as Ambush Viper. I think MVP just wants to put some pressure. He seems to be cut off of black mana. Maybe he has like Taskers and Anglers that he can't play right now. Thought Scour. Let's see if he finds a land. He found a land. He's gonna pay 2. I want to say a Tasker or Angler is gonna be incoming. That's what I would guess. Maybe a discard spell. Who knows? Yeah, looks like an Angler. So, that's not too bad, you know. Snapcaster gonna send him to 16. Or not. His own Snapcaster coming in. Probably gonna lightning bolt the Snapcaster, and then he'll have a Snapcaster left behind that he can use to block the Angler for a turn. He's gonna bolt I'm MVP to the face, and he's gonna block with the Snapcaster. Interesting. Maybe he thinks he can damage I'm MVP out? I mean, if Lopez's hand is like another Snapcaster and the Lightning Bolts, puts I'm MVP down to 3. I mean, like I said, the other line would have been to bolt the Snapcaster and leave your Snapcaster to block an Angler for the next turn. But this doesn't decide to do for that. Doesn't decide to go for that, sorry. So I'm MVP. Fighting lands now. Passing the turn though, so I'm assuming he wants to leave counters up. He knows there's Scapeshift looming. Just needs to find one more green source and then he can cast it. Discards another Scapeshift and a Search for tomorrow. Interesting. He's looting. What is he digging for? Unless he's drawn like a lot of Scapeshifts, I wonder why he's discarded all of them. Maybe he is trying to just damage out I'm MVP. Discarding a third Scapeshift. Maybe he has drawn all 4 Scapeshifts. Maybe he has a Snapcaster Mage Flashback Scapeshift. There's a land. There's a Stomping Ground. So he's gonna play it untapped. Makes me think he has a Scapeshift for Snapcaster Scapeshift. The thing with discarding all these Scapeshifts, I might have kept one of them in hand. So like, if the first one gets countered by something, the second one can do stuff. Because I think I'm MVP probably has counters up. Don't know what that means. Going to search for tomorrow. Finding another land. He's 8 lands now, but 7 would have been enough to Scapeshift him. I wonder what his line is here. Maybe he's not going to go for the kill this turn. Maybe he's afraid of Mana Leak. Plus something else. So he wants to get more ramp. He also tapped the Lighthouse so he can't activate it. So maybe the last card in his hand is a Scapeshift. I'm gonna Thought Scour here. The sicko thing to do would be to Thought Scour your opponent, hoping to like mill their mountains and Valakuts. Probably not the right thing to do, but it would be super sick if that worked. Predator's Council, that's why he's discarding his Scapeshifts. That would be a spicy one, to say the least, if he had that. Look at this. He's going to attack him for 7 this turn. A couple of lightning bolts away from killing Lopez. I wonder what Lopez's choice has been in this game, where he's discarded 3 Scapeshifts. I feel like if he had one in hand, he might have just wanted to run it out, because he may not be given the time to cast a second Scapeshift or counters that he might draw. There's an Angler, so pretty sure he's going to be dead on board next turn. He doesn't even have triple blue to play a Cryptic. Tap for green. I think this is him going for the Scapeshift now. Now he's floating mana. Okay, this time he's floating mana. Some people are giving him hate before for not floating the mana. He will float his mana this time. Play Scapeshift. What do you got, I'm MVP? A Lightning Bolt to the Dome. Lopez wins. MVP has nothing. His 4 cards in hand, none of them were counter spells. And he didn't have a second bolt. Bit of an interesting game there, but Scapeshift wins the game. So it looks like Lopez just drew all his Scapeshifts. Kind of interesting that he didn't go for last turn. I suppose he was afraid of counterspell, maybe wanted to draw an extra card, see if he could draw a counter to back up his Scapeshift, but it didn't matter. Lopez was just bluffing the whole time. So there we go. Lopez gonna win game 1 there. I'm sure that I'm MVP. His hand might have been cards that weren't good against Lopez. Maybe removal spells, terminates, murders, cuts, such like that. The one thing that Scapeshift gets advantage in the metagame is that game 1, removal spells don't do anything against it. So sometimes your opponent's deck is filled with like blank cards that don't do much against you. So post board, I'm MVP. He's probably gonna take out most of that stuff. Bring in more hard counters. Probably bring in like Blood Moon. That's a card they could play. Stuff like, stuff like that. Lopez probably just gonna trying to think what he'd bring in. Scapeshift sideboards can vary a lot. Might have some sweeper effects, Anger the Gods, or Pyroclasms. Might have some round of like Harvest Pyres or Roasts, or cards that could kill Taskers and Anglers. Stuff like that. Might bring in big creature threats, Baloth, stuff like that can gain him life. Thing is, Baloths used to be really good against the blue-red deck, the blue-red Delver deck with Treasure Cruises, because resolved Baloth was bigger than all of Delver's threats, and you couldn't kill it with lightning bolts. So now there's Tasker and Grimag Angler, which they're bigger than Baloth. So Baloth doesn't, just beat the board. It just gets you some life, buys you some time. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here against Delver. I know Thragtusk is another card that some people have started playing Scapeshift. Maybe that's a card he has. There we go. Game 2. Starting off now. Oops. So we'll see Taxian Probe. But, turn 1 Delver flipped. Pretty good start. Lopez had to take 2 to play the same runes turn 1. Let's see if he writes it down. Maybe not this time. But, Delver coming to 3. Lopez is already down a quarter of his life. Looks like Delver is stuck on 1 land though, and only blue, so might be a bit limiting to what he can do. Okay, so 2 Cryptics, an Anger, a Crozen Grip, a Mount, and a Remand. So he has Anger the Gods, which potentially could be good, but he doesn't have a 3rd land from what he wrote. He might have drawn a land, could have maybe scryed it on top. 2nd land from I'm MVP, that's good. Lets him do a lot more things now. Can leave up counter spells. You might want to just ride this Delver out, hope that you can just protect it. And it's only 4 turns away from killing him. Maybe even quicker with a Lightning Bolt or 2. There's a little bug. Thought Scour coming down. He's going to remand the Thought Scour. So it looks like Lopez really wants to just draw cards. Interesting. Trying to tempo him out. I suppose that this could stop I'm MVP from playing like a Tasker or something. Dispelling the remand on the Thought Scour. Interesting. So I'm assuming, yeah, MVP just wanted to stop Lopez from drawing a card. So we'll see if Lopez maybe goes for the Anger of the Gods here, if he needs to. He's already taken a fair amount from the Delver. Okay, 9 damage from it. Only needs to take 9 more. It's gonna pay for the Steam that's untapped. Interesting. Is he gonna pass? He also doesn't have any green mana. He can't cast Cryptic, because he only has double blue. Lightning Bolt to the Dome. Potentially facing down lethal next turn. You know, his hand is 2 Cryptics, an Anger, and 2 Unknowns. Interesting that Lopez didn't go for an Anger of the Gods here. Maybe he thought he could wait another turn at least. But the Bolt's coming down. I'm MVP, just winning that game, you know. Lopez kind of stumbled, never really found green, couldn't really play many spells. You know, was afraid of running into counters from I'm MVP. So MVP is going to win that. And we're going to go to a Game 3 here. Game 3 in the semifinals. We look at our other match. Looks like they're also playing. So we'll see that in a bit. You know, Lopez, the number 1 seed, versus I'm MVP, the number 5 seed. Then we have the number 7 and number 6 seed. Okay, so we'll see if on the play if Lopez will be able to take control of the game. Yeah. A turn 1 Delver that flips on turn 2 on the play is really huge. Oops, there's our standings. Oops. What? No. There we go. So, I'm MVP deciding whether or not he wants to keep the hand. Lopez already kept on the play. We'll see the final conclusion to this game. You know, Scapeshift is always a deck that's been looming around. When Dig Through Time came out, the deck grew in popularity because it was one of the better Dig Through Time decks in the metagame. You know, it's a 1-card combo, so looking at 7 cards, you just need to find 1 card. It's pretty good. But, you know, after the banning of Dig Through Time, the deck obviously decreased in popularity, though it's still viable, but Dig Through Time, obviously a powerful card. Made the deck less powerful when it's banning. Same with the Delver decks, you know, for a while they just didn't see play after the Treasure Cruise banning, and then eventually people decided to replace Gurmag Anglers and Taskers, and they thought that was fine. Probe coming down. Did Smoke hit 7? Unfortunately, no. Smoke was eliminated in Swiss. I think round 3 or 4 he dropped. Didn't do too well today. Did not do as well as the last 2 weeks. But, you know, hopefully we'll see Smoke at the month-end event. Got a Polluted Delta coming down. Is this a Spell Snare? Spell Snare. Really good card against Scapeshift. Scapeshift has so many 2-drops. Snapcaster Mages, Romance, Tribe Elders, Ace of Charms, stuff like that. Young Pyramids are coming down on turn 2 now. It's going to be followed by some 0-mana spell. Like a Probe. Doesn't look like it. Don't get to see what the hand is either. There's a Steam Vents. They're a removal spell for the Young Pyromancer before it gets out of hand. There we go. Lightning Bolt coming down. Stopping Young Pyromancer before it gets to generate any value. And a Tribe Elder coming down. That's also good. Gets to ramp. So Lighthouse, Cryptic, Breeding Pool, Flooded Grove, Bolt, Tribe Elder. And a Probe again. So his hand, Breeding, Cryptic, and a Lighthouse are his last 3 cards. Breeding Pool, Cryptic, and a Lighthouse. So 2 lands and a Cryptic command. Not bad. He'll be able to fetch 4 lands. So he has 6 lands right now, and he's a Cryptic, so he just needs to find the Scapeshift and 1 more land. Doesn't seem like the worst situation. He's also at 18 life, has a lot of life to play around with. And I'm MVP, stuck on 2 lands again. Doesn't have a black source. Can't cast, you know, any sort of Angler, Tastiger sort of threats. I think Scapeshift, you know, this is fine for Scapeshift. Now he has a Lighthouse, they can start looting, filtering his draws, make sure he gets to see the cards he wants. He can attack with the Young Pyromancer. It'll be interesting to see if the Tribe Elder trades with the Young Pyro, or he just sack blocks, or block sacrifices it. It's not unreasonable for him to just trade straight up with the Young Pyro. He's gonna sack it to get the land, so he wants to find those lands. Wants to make sure he hits the land drops. That's fair. It's gonna probably activate Lighthouse end of turn. Yep, you see that Lighthouse activation. See what he discards. You know he has a Cryptic and a Breeding Pool, so he's discarding the Breeding Pool. Let's see what he has. Serum Visioning here. Still activate the Lighthouse again, probably end of turn. There's a Misty. So 6 lands, he needs to play 1 more land and then have the Scapeshift. We don't know if he has those cards in hand. He has 3 cards in hand. He'll get activate Lighthouse again. The Delver does flip. The Delver flips, revealing a Thought Scour. Nothing huge. 6 damage coming across here. Puts Lopez on a 3-turn clock. Might be a little less depending on if he plays a threat now. Looks like he's passing. He's still stuck on 2 lands, which is not where he wants to be. You know, it means he can probably only hold up 1 counter at best. So if Scapeshift has, you know, like there is a Cryptic as well that Lopez can use to, you know, tap his team down, buy him an extra turn, draw him a card, maybe bounce a threat. I think Lopez is in good position here. You know, the fact that MVP has been missing land drops again, you know, is making it hard for him to win. Valakut being discarded here. You know, Valakut, it's okay to discard 1 Valakut, especially against Delver, because they're usually low on life total. And he's only gonna need 7 lands to kill him anyways. Probably means he has multiple lands in hand that he doesn't need anymore. There's a land. So he could go for the Scapeshift now, if he wanted to. If he has the Scapeshift in hand. We'll see if he does that. Inferno Titan. He's not even going for the Scapeshift, he just plays Inferno Tatty. If this resolves, that's going to be huge. But it gets Flash Freezed. Flash Freeze, wow, that's out of the sideboard for I'm MVP. That's going to be huge. Flash Freeze countering the Titan. You know, if he romanted it, that would be one thing, but Flash Freeze, pretty good against the Scapeshift deck. So now, we're going to see an attack for 7 now. Wow. Putting Lopez down to 1. Does he have a Lightning Bolt? Don't think he does. Now, does Lopez have the Scapeshift? Does he have a Sweeper? Does he have something? He's going to Serum Visions. Try to dig deeper, but he only really gets to use the first card that he draws out. The Scry 2 won't matter as much, unless he has some more permission. I guess he could activate Lighthouse, but then he doesn't have much mana to use. Does he have anything? At 1 life. Is MVP gonna get there? Stuck on 2 lands this entire game. Just had the Flash Freeze when he needs it. I guess he does have Cryptic though. Yeah, Lopez does have the Cryptic, now that I think about it. So Lopez is going to probably try to use that Cryptic to give him another turn. Let's see if he goes for an upkeep Cryptic. No. Looks like he's probably going to use it beginning of combat. Upkeep might be better in case MVP would have drawn a counter. But Cryptic, you know, going to tap the team down, try and draw a card. Hopefully give him another turn if MVP doesn't have like a Lightning Bolt. He has a Dispel. Does Lopez have something else? Let's see if it is a Charm. Remand wouldn't do it. He's an Anticipate. I think that's a Desperation play. Doesn't have anything else to do. I think that's gonna be game. There's a Lightning Bolt coming down also in response. Well played coming down from Lopez. GG from I'm MVP. And it looks like MVP is going to move on to the finals. You know, maybe he will be the MVP today. Holding the Lightning Bolt. Crazy. I'm MVP. Winning the match there. Moving on to the finals. Good for him. Grixis Delver in the finals.